Welcome back. MarenLRogers is here, and as always, she's going to give us a scoop about what's going on around town. And we're going to start with the fact that shellfish season has opened and people can harvest. So tell us about that.
Yes, they can certainly harvest, and it's something positive and something great for the Lowcountry. And Betsy, as we know, we want to get back on the water and we want to be out there. So season has opened, and it's open through May 15th, and primarily oysters and scallops right now. And then the shrimpers will be out there soon enough. And just remember, too, to get your licenses up to date. That's always important because SCDNR will be out there on the waters checking those. And just to make sure that you go to Walmart, you go to any of the fishing shacks and get those licenses and make sure that you are up to date as season moves through. And then also, too, one thing, Betsy, which we haven't encountered this year, thankfully, is we haven't had a, quote, named hurricane pass through here. But if that is the case here as we move through October, just to be aware that some beds may end up closing if we get, some bad storms and flooding. So just to always be mindful of that and be out there, especially with our visitors that come in that are here right now too, that want to go out there and enjoy our waterways.
Well, fingers crossed that we kind of dodged that bullet this year and we can enjoy our fall oyster roast because we can do that outside, which is a fun thing to do. So that's awesome. So we're going to move into the fact that we're starting hybrid school on October 5th. But there's a little bit of, pushback, kind of people having different stances on what they think about that. Tell us what's going on there.
There are. So if you have a student that is involved in what we have learned more about is these virtual hubs that are taking place all over Beaufort County throughout the Boys and Girls Club of the Lowcountry. There's various children's learning centers. There are lots of places that have these virtual hubs. But what has happened, Betsy, is that the kids do need to remain at these hubs and they cannot go back and forth. For instance, if you're an AA or a BB and you're in school on, say, Monday and Tuesday, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you cannot go back to that virtual hub and go back and forth. So it is a great thing, I believe, from a parent, a Beaufort County student, having a student here in Beaufort County. These agencies want to remain clean, they want to remain safe, and they want our children to remain safe so that there is no cross-contamination with COVID. And we hope that all the schools understand that. And if you have a question, being a parent of Beaufort County right now, just go to your school, ask those questions. If the children need to move between classes, it's okay. It's not a bad thing. Just that those lines of communication need to remain out there. And as we know, the superintendent and his team have been really overly communicative. And it's just important that these agencies, they're there for our kids and the schools are there for our kids. So like you said, let's bridge that gap and let's keep it great communication.
Well, and obviously we're in a time right now where things are completely different than they've ever been. So communication is more important than ever because we've got to figure it all out together. And the only way we can do that is if we're talking to each other.
Correct. And I believe that all parents just need to be in that loop. Right. And continue to be in the loop and talk to your teachers, talk to your administrators, because they're working really, really hard and knowing, administrators at each of the schools here in Bluffton, they're working really hard. So if you have any questions, talk to your school, come through me, whatever you want, we're here for you.
Well, thanks, Maren. It's always good to see you.
Thank you, Betsy.
In case COVID wasn't enough for you, flu season is right around the corner. What you need to know next.